One of the days that we look forward to the most on the ISC Sports Network calendar all year long, our visit to the largest and finest high school field house in the world. It is the Henry Community Health Hall of Fame Classic Girls Edition on the ISC Sports Network, and this field has never been better. The defending state champs in Lawrence Central against the 4th-ranked Homestead Spartans. Today's game on ISC is presented by the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Galitko and Daly, Work Injury Lawyers. Learn more at IndianaWorkers.com and IndyMalpractice.com. Want to thank our friends at Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence Excellence at LTSchools.com. And by Visit Henry County. Take your shot in Henry County, Indiana. Visit hoopsathenry.com for trip planning ideas. Greg Rakestraw, Indiana Basketball Hall of Famer Pete Smith with you. And again, you and I are fortunate we get to see a lot of great girls basketball throughout the course of our season. But this field has never been stronger. All 4 teams that are playing, HSE and South Knox follow this one. They're all in the top 7 of the Sagarin ratings coming into the weekend.
I think the committee that chose this field got it right this year, Greg. It's a wonderful group of teams, outstanding coaches. 3 of the 4 have won state championships, and school-wise that is. South Knox, we'll talk about that second game.
South Knox is the lone non-4A school, but they are the favorite to win 2A this year. They are unbeaten. The entire field is unbeaten except for Homestead and their loss into last year's Hall of Fame champion, that being Columbia City. Well, it's quite simple for Lawrence Central. They won a state championship last year, having not having won a postseason game in girls basketball since 2001. Jayla Lampley headed to Mississippi State. Layla Abdur-Rakib is heading to New Mexico. They bring back their entire starting 5. It's a good position to be in for Janine Lampley, head coach at Lawrence Central.
Great position, but it's not the easiest to coach because you've got a team and you got to find a little bit of complacency. I don't think they've played their best basketball so far this season, and they played good teams and still won.
For Homestead, it's pretty simply modern basketball. They shoot 40% from three-point range. They make 9.5 threes per game. They're out one of their better shooters in Carly Mollering. She is out with a hand injury, but still, this is a talented group. And for Homestead, they might be here a year early. Their top 8 scorers are all underclassmen and return a season from now.
Yeah, that's amazing. They are very good three-point shooters. We're going to enjoy watching them try to beat this tough press that LC will put on them.
Again, the format each of the next couple days, quite simple. Semifinals in the morning, consolation and championship game of the evening. Right now, let's turn it over to the public address voice of this event and numerous state finals as well. Chad Nickham will take us through our pregame festivities.
Featuring the Lady Bears of Lawrence Central and the Homestead Spartans. And now at this time, if you would please rise and remove your hats as we pay honor to America with the singing of our national anthem, performed this morning by Richmond, Indiana's very own Cindy Slick.
And this event is different than other holiday tournaments. Again, there are so many more of those than used to be. Heck, this is one of 3 events that we're broadcasting over the next couple of days on the ISC Sports Network. But this actually counts as 2 extra games you get in your schedule. You're allowed to play in this once every 4 years. Homestead was last here 6 years ago. That was when Ayanna Patterson was just kind of coming to the fore as one of the best players in the state of Indiana. Frankly, officials get a plaque for being in this event. Our officials for this game, Brian Patton, Dave Shaning, and Zachary Barnes. So again, this is the best of the best in the state of Indiana, and as best they can, try to get kind of a diverse representation in terms of different parts of the state of Indiana as well.
It is, and as you mentioned, there's so many holiday tournaments going on. This one, the premier of, quite frankly. If you get invited, this is the invitation only. But that many officials, you've got to really rotate a lot of people around. I bet you they do another game somewhere this afternoon, these same officials.
Our starting lineups will be introduced in a matter of moments. Head coaches get a plaque for being in this event as well. With that, let's recognize our buddy Aaron Pittman and virtual announcer. Mic'd Up and virtual announcer bring you the complete game day audio experience. Mic'd Up now delivers Game 7 to your entire athletic department with our virtual announcer and DJ mic'd game day radio, screened to ensure a family-friendly yet electric atmosphere. Mic'd Up will change the way you hear the game, feel the game, and experience the atmosphere. Contact Jay Kinson for your demo today, 317-649-3721, or email jake@virtualannouncer.org. Rod Parker, in his 24th year as the head coach at Homestead, getting his plaque before the contest. Once again, here is Chad Nickum to introduce the rosters and starting lineups for each of these 2 teams.
The Lawrence Central Lady Bears. Today, the roster includes number 1, Liana Hyatt. Number 12, Shania King. Number 14, Maya Burns. Number 15, Sanaya Atwater. Number 20, Aliyah Wilson. Number 23, Amaya Sowell. Number 25, Jessica Heavener. Number 30, Allie Harrington. Number 34, Janiyah Russell. And now the starting lineup for the Lady Bears. At guard, a 5'4" senior wearing number 4, Mariah Garrett. At forward, a 5'11" junior wearing number 24, Anaya McKenzie. At guard, a 5'7" senior wearing number 44, Layla Abdurraqib. At forward, a 6'2" junior wearing number 3, Lola Lampley. And starting at forward, a 6'1" senior wearing number 10, Jayla Lampley. The head coach of the Lady Bears in her 3rd season, Janan Lampley. And now, let's meet the home team on the scoreboard, the Homestead Spartans. Today, the roster includes number 2, Celine Oskin. Number 14, Carly Bollering. Number 20, Kendall McLaughlin. Number 30, Delaney Seitz. Number 32, Eva Scarberry. Number 34, Aggie Bell. And number 44, Susie Perigo. Starting lineup now for the Spartans. At guard, a 5'9" freshman, number 4, Delaney Knoll. At guard, a 5'9" junior, wearing number 10, Maya F. At guard, a 5'5" senior, wearing number 12, Liv Fry. At forward, a 5'11" junior, number 22, Gabby Helser. And at guard, a 5'9" junior, wearing number 24, Whitney Inkenbrough. The head coach of the Spartans in his 24th season, Rod Parker.
Great to have Chad Nickum. Thanks to Jordan Shue, Eric Annette, our broadcast crew behind the scenes. for all 4 games today. You got a special connection, one of the players on Homestead, Delaney Knoll. She comes from a very well-known basketball family in small college coaching circles and in the Fort Wayne community as well.
Her grandfather, Doug, I've known since I was in high school. He was an outstanding player, All-American at Grace College. We used to work as counselors together at Lancer basketball camp. His son, Brad, then played for Doug when he was the head coach at, back then it was called IPFW. And she is an outstanding freshman, 13 of 14 at the line this year, and shoots over 53% from the field as a freshman.
So jumping at center will be Lola Lampley, the younger of the 2 Lampley sisters. And she will be jumping against Gabby Helsum for Homestead again. Homestead does not start a player north of 5'11". How does LC guard the 3? That's one of the issues they feel they've had this season. They'll get tested here today. Thanks for joining us for the Henry Community Health Hall of Fame Classic on the ISC Sports Network.
The other question defensively is how is Homestead going to guard them? They love to play man-to-man defense. LC gets going in transition. That's where they score the best. In the half court, they try to take advantage of mismatches when they can because they've got such great size.
The 3 does not go in again. That's where LC can go from good to great. If they're making 3s, I'm not sure how you beat them, and they've won 38 consecutive games. That is what LC does well. Block and look to the other end of the floor. This is Jayla Lampley, who is scoring nearly 23 points a game. She has taken on more of a scoring role this year, kind of a definitive #1 role for the Bears.
Got to be happy Coach Parker stopped the first transition opportunity they have. Normally LC gets a pretty easy shot on that kind of break. Nice back cut.
On the basket cut, it is Mackenzie. Mackenzie, who is the 4th leading scorer, but again, she's a high-level prospect too. Great defender and rebounder on this team. Averages 9 points a game.
Epps running the point here. Outstanding shooter.
Lawrence Central comes in ranked number 6 in the nation by the folks at Max Preps. One of 2 Indiana teams in the top 25 nationally. HSC is the other one that plays the next game. Steal by Lawrence Central. Rakib, who's heading to play at New Mexico, could not get that to go. One and done that time as Homestead gets the rebound. LC averaging 68 points a game, so too are the Spartans.
Needs help? Okay, guess not. I thought she'd use her dribble. Called it a muff there.
Again, this Homestead team, they play a tremendous schedule both in Fort Wayne. They'll play in events like this. They'll play the top teams from Indianapolis. They're playing a game against a team from Toledo, or already have, winning that one by 27 3 weeks ago. Open 3, that's Knoll, the freshman, and good block out by Abdur Rakib.
Best look they've got so far in 3 possessions right there. Open 3.
2 shots, 1 block. That one does not go. Delaney, 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. And LC just content to kind of hang on and let everybody get set, run their offense. Try to space for Lampley. Good hands by Knoll. First LC turnover. From the elbow, open jump shot does not go. And Abdur Rakib, a 4-year starter. And Garrett, like found money for her. She doesn't get to shoot that much, but puts it up and in.
No, Epps didn't get back on defense. I think she was a little shocked she didn't make the shot because she's such a good player, one of the top juniors in the state. She just didn't get back on defense, and Garrett gets a bunny.
Epps, 14.5 points, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists a game for Homestead. Got to find a way to get open 3s, but right now got to find a way to take care of the basketball. Mackenzie, steal and score.
Timeout.
It is an avalanche when you play Lawrence Central, and you see that with your own eyes from courtside.
You can't simulate it in practice, and they, as you mentioned, they play a great schedule, but this is the defending state champions, and they are really, really fast and quick.
So a timeout taken by Homestead, a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. All of our games all weekend long brought to us by Corey Murphy. Had a great chance to catch up with Corey before today's game. Hoops in Henry County. Take your shot at Henry County. Basketball destinations and so much more. Visit hoopsandhenry.com for trip planning ideas. Like, for example, we spend so much time here. I've got like my favorite restaurants in town. We're going to go to Mancino's between sessions. I'm going to go get coffee at the Press, the old newspaper printing center that's downtown. You ever been to downtown Newcastle? Man, it is a neat, happening little burg here in Newcastle.
I'm a little partial to the Elks Lodge that's downtown that sponsors the National Hoop Shoot contest.
I think you can buy the Church Street Gym these days, right? It's up for sale from a real estate perspective. You can live there and have your own full-court basketball. Hoopsandhenry.com has more. All right, so as much as we love Newcastle, back to the game. If you're Homestead, how do you find terra firma here?
It's more the fact you've just got to get an open shot, and don't forget to get back on defense, because they turn their defense into offense, and that's a good way to start. A good pick and roll here at the top. The center was open because they spread the floor well, and Epps gets an easy basket and a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
And again, Homestead, you know, they've been here and done that as a program. They have won sectionals in 10 of the last 11 years in each of the last 6 seasons. Made the semi-state a season ago, lost to Lake Central, who played in this event a year ago. Epps, a 65% free throw shooter, connects.
Doesn't seem that long ago, 2017, when Homestead won the state championship in 4A.
Correct. Runners up in 2015 as well. And what a job that Rod Parker has done. 436 wins in 24 years.
Not bad for a golf coach.
Lampley on the miss. That's Lola, the younger of the two sisters. Jayla, the senior, wears number 10. Pull up three, does not go. And again, McKenzie, the block out drill. Let it bounce, went and got it. Lampley catch and shoot three. Again, if those go in, I'm not sure there's a defense for LC. We saw that last year in a regional game against Mount Vernon, where they just started raining in threes, and not much the Marauders could do. Three for Homestead, no. Touched last by Garrett.
Good job by Fry crashing the boards. That's the first real attempt of an offensive rebound by Homestead. Normally, they've been just running back after one of the players shoots the ball. That time they crash the board, get rewarded with an out of bounds underneath.
Kendall McLaughlin in for Homestead for Lawrence Central. Checking in will be Amaya Sowell. Couple of freshmen see time on this LC roster. Pretty limited in terms of rotation, 7 or 8 at most for the Bears. LC beating teams by 23 points a game, Homestead by 27. It's 1 2-point field goal so far. Good basket cut. And again, that's the mismatch from a size standpoint. Helsum goes down low on Garrett.
Yeah, a rare 2-point shot attempt on that one.
Well, it's great play design. Take the bigs out of the half-court set defensively there by Homestead.
Love LC's patience, though.
And for as much as this has felt one-sided, how about that footwork by Lampley? It's only a 2-possession game as now the Bears lead 11-5.
Yeah, nice find there, though. Set play there for Jayla Lampley to score inside.
Epps, the left hand, good switch to the left. Guards have rebounded exceedingly well for LC so far.
Epps just been a little short on most of her misses.
Woo! Deeper than deep that time for Lampley. Could not get it to go.
She made one out there before, though, just about that same range.
And Lola is the best three-point shooter of the group at 35%. Lawrence Central, a good three-point shooting team, not a great three-point shooting team. Epps, great from that range, and all 3 baskets for Homestead have been in the paint so far.
You know, they had 3 players coming to the basketball, 1 that stayed at the basket. If the other 3 are covered and you're double teamed, someone's got to be there. They found her.
In South Knox and Hamilton Southeastern, our second game of the morning. We'll see these same 4 teams again tonight. Consolation game at 6. Championship to follow. Dorakib blocked.
Good job, Epps. 3-on-1.
Trying to beat LC down the floor, but then Abdur Rakib was waiting in the wings.
She made the harder pass. She had her teammate open on the right there.
Lampley was trying to get that on the rim, thinking a teammate would go get it. On the low block. Shot blocked out of bounds to Homestead.
You know, there's a good example. They ran their break extremely well there after the block shot, and just the size and length that Lawrence Central has to get back on defense and block the shot. That's, again, you just can't prepare for that.
Leanna Hyatt will check in, another freshman. 3 points and 2 rebounds a game. Delaney Knoll back in there for Homestead. And Homestead has kind of weathered this first Lawrence Central storm. Has to make it a 1-score game. LC has taken away what Homestead does exceedingly well in terms of 3-point shooting so far.
Well, they're going over the top of that ball screen. They're not going behind it where it allows them to get an easy shot. They're going over the top.
Great on-ball defense by Garrett.
Good
Great backdoor cut to Knoll. Just missed it. But on the possession arrow, ball should stay here, and it will.
Yeah, these are longer possessions, Greg, than Homestead usually has to have against other teams they're playing. LC's defense in the half court's just been very, very sticky, glue-like. Double screen forward, moving screen.
Nope, it's going to be
Yep.
Abdur-Rakib playing through the screen.
I gotta say, Coach Lampley was in front of me, and I could see it coming. And
She also
did get
sets a
set.
mean screen as well, as she did in her days at Purdue in the WNBA.
She screens out my view sometimes, so I've got to get used to looking at the monitor, but you're right there.
We do love our courtside position, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We are right next to the LC bench. On the three, that's good. First made three, that's Whitney Ankenbrook that got it to go.
Granddaughter of John Ankenbrook, the longtime athletic director at Homestead High School.
So back to a one-point game. Lampley sisters will check back in, next stoppage and play for LC. Homestead, their second game against an Indianapolis area school. Beat Pike by 19, their third game of the season. That three does not go. And now Homestead can take the lead. Fry the push. Knoll the triple. Missed everything.
Got contested. I think she made one more pass back to the reversal player.
Love the drive by Abdur-Rakib, her first basket. Again, she's frankly an Indiana All-Star. Jayla Lampley, Indiana All-Star. No question about both those two.
Good balance scoring for the Bears. That's the fourth Bear to score in the first quarter. Double screen, got her on the block.
Off the window, score it. Well done. That basket by Kendall McLaughlin. First bench points for Homestead.
They also have 4 now in the scoring column.
Can credit Homestead. Early timeout paid dividends for Coach Parker's team. LC looking to hold for a final shot of the quarter. Clock is on your screen. Abdur-Rakib will pull from 20 and got it to go. So second made three of the game for Lawrence Central. Pushes it to a 4-point game, and your eyes do not deceive you. This is a remarkably high level of basketball for high school hoops. Bears 16, Spartans 12. We're back in a moment as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
the home of Hoosiers,
where legends live.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
a giant field house
and basketball courts in every park.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
family
and friends
and team
and fans.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
memories
and history
and future
and hope.
Basketball
lives
here.
Basketball lives here in Henry County, Indiana.
Today's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by Galitko and Daly. Turn to experienced lawyers for help at Galitko and Daly PC. Our passionate goal is to bring the power of the law to meet the needs of the injured and those that have suffered medical harm. Learn more at IndianaWorkers.com and IndyMalpractice.com. Greg Rakestraw, Pete Smith with you. Pete, early impressions on quarter number one.
Quality play. I thought Homestead came out just a little nervous maybe at the start. Again, this is an underclassmen-dominated team. You made reference to how many juniors, sophomores they have, but they're a veteran underclassmen team. All but Delaney Knoll played varsity basketball last year for the Spartans and Coach Parker. Good finish, though, at the end of the quarter to get the three-pointer and build this lead up to 4 as we start second quarter action here at Newcastle Fieldhouse, world's largest and nicest field house in the world.
So Lampley after a breather back in. 4 of 5 starters on the floor. Lampley, the elbow jump shot.
And not the shot. I hate to say not the shot her mother wanted as a coach. Good thing she made it. They had no offensive rebounding built in. Here comes the full court pressure finally.
1-2-2 trap.
Wow.
Homestead survives the first wave of it.
Oh, Epps is fouled, yeah.
Jayla Lampley with the foul.
Been a very clean first half when it comes to, or first quarter when it comes to fouls.
Her first foul. First foul of the quarter. Only had 1 free throw and an and 1 shot in the opening stanza.
Quite frankly, Homestead's run their offense well. LC's guarded it very well, but they've run it.
Just avoids a 5-second call. Catch and shoot 3, strips it for Helsum, a 52% three-point shooter.
Great out of bounds play. They checked down. The first two options weren't there. They got the backside open.
20 points, 6.5 rebounds a game. On the drive, McKenzie.
Much better offensively there. They got some movement that time. Didn't just live on the one-on-one stuff.
Of their big four, she's probably their least heralded player. She's really good and plays her role to a T for Lawrence Central.
2 for 2 for the Spartans, breaking the press.
Helsum from 23, got it again.
Wow.
And you cannot give her that level of space.
Well, I think the press, they're not matching up very quickly after they get in the press defensively. Homestead's finding the open person. That's deep.
Lampley trying to answer right back at you. Both teams with 3 made threes here in the opening 9+ minutes. Again, this is this year's state title favorite versus next year's state title favorite, who certainly has a chance to win it this year as well.
Boy, both these teams are so well coached.
On the drive, blocked by Lampley. So Garrett will check back in. Fry does the same for Homestead. Starting 5 now back on the floor. By the way, we missed Eva Scarberry in there for Homestead. 5'10" sophomore, averaging 3 points and 3 rebounds a game. Good hands by Abdur Rakib. Got Garrett rolling with her. On the step through, got it. Abdur Rakib with 7. And she's going to play at New Mexico next year. Ooh. Steps called.
Yeah. Epps wanted to get the offense started a little bit early. Noel hadn't crossed the 10-second line yet.
5th Homestead turnover.
Liv Fry, actually. Noel just checked back in. Okay, now looks like Homestead's going to play a little 1-2-2 defensively.
And Carly Morlering not playing today because of a hand injury. She'll be back soon for Homestead. She is their 3rd leading scorer. Lampley again, no. McKenzie kept it alive.
A really nice block out there by Helsum. Man-to-man defense. They've dropped out of the press. Homestead, Lawrence Central has now.
Helsum's 3, got it.
Fire.
Again, 52% from 3-point range is Helsum, and she has looked the part.
Well, we said in the pregame it's going to be a difference between making 3-point shots against transition, and so far both teams are getting what they want. LC with the advantage.
Love the high-low. And McKenzie just got a good look that wouldn't go, but you'll take that shot every time down.
Great execution, great high-low.
Epps pull-up 3, no. But the carom goes the way of Homestead. McLaughlin's shot blocked by Lola Lampley.
4th offensive rebound now for Homestead already. LC with none yet. No offensive rebounds for the overall taller Bears. Good choice by Epps to set up their offense. Didn't have a really good shot look there.
Homestead's doing a great job of basically trying to post whomever Garrett is guarding, knowing they don't want to post one of the Lampley sisters. Go the opposite direction. Contested shot by Epps does not go. McKenzie owns yet another rebound. Good jump stop by Lampley. The inside out, Abdur. Rakib, no, but Lampley, the rebound. Powers it back up, no, finds Garrett. Garrett's shot does not go.
2 offensive rebounds, though, first 2 of the game.
McLaughlin, a bobble, and a takeaway. And then LC gives it right back, and both teams could use some oxygen right now.
Yeah, the pace is outstanding. The intensity level is outstanding.
Well, part of this is, again, the pedigree of the Homestead program.
Right.
Do they see a team like LC every time out? No. But again, they have played on this stage before. They have some inherent idea what to expect.
Well, the program, as you said, it's an outstanding program. They know what level it takes to play at the level that they've attained this year, the high ranking with no senior basically other than Liv Fry.
Man-to-man here by LC. LC jumped out to an early lead. Homestead would quickly answer. It's been hovering around this margin most of the way. Number 1 versus number 4 in the state. Hands by Garrett, diving effort. Homestead gets out of there with it. Drive and dish to Knoll. Corner three, no. Lampley the rebound.
Homestead doing a good job now of getting back on defense. They got in a hole a little bit early in the game because they were not.
Lampley's three misses everything, but hits off of Helsman her attempt to grab the loose ball. And a timeout going to be called by Lawrence Central. It is a full timeout, so let's step aside with them. 3:38 to play in the first half, 25-21. The defending state champion bears the lead. Back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Greg Rakestraw, Pete Smith with you on the ISC Sports Network. 25-21, Lawrence Central leading the Spartans of Homestead. Our second game of the day will be Hamilton Southeastern and South Knox. Again, HSE, the team that is thought to maybe be the best contender, so to speak, to Lawrence Central. And those would be the two favorites in the two opposite halves of the bracket. So a potential state finals preview if those two teams see each other. But again, as expected, Homestead giving LC a whale of a battle so far.
Hamilton Southeastern's got an unbelievably tough sectional. They have a 4-point win over Noblesville so far this year. That's probably their highlight game so far. A lot of games left, though.
Of course, led by Meredith Tipner, Indiana's Miss Soccer, that is one of the best basketball players in the state. She's heading to play at Miami of Florida.
See on the timeout what they're going to try to do. Trying to isolate Lola Lampley, who's not scored yet in the contest, has she? Oh, that's right, she hit that 2-point.
Shot block, clean block by Knoll. But it goes right to Jayla Lampley, who buries it for her third made three. And Lampley kind of a low 30% three-point shooter. But when they start falling, good luck.
Her range is outstanding.
Yep. And she's going to play at Mississippi State, one of the best programs in women's college basketball.
Oh, too long a pass.
Not against this team.
Yep.
Lampley lays it up and in. She's got 13, 7th Homestead turnover. Against most teams in the state, you can make that pass. Not LC.
No, not against Jayla Lampley either, in particular.
All points in the starting five for Lawrence Central, as expected.
Playing switching defense that really matches up well to Homestead in this possession.
Absolutely going to go to work on the take. Good job to free herself up for the shot, just could not finish.
She's had some good looks, just been short on most of her misses today. Only has 2 field goals.
That's 5'9" going against 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2". You see that difference in the length of LC. Lampley will pull from 16, got it. And both times she's made the shot, I'm not sure Mom was happy that she took it.
Nope, each time we have the view of seeing her, as you can see her right there, Coach Lampley. We can tell when it's not the shot she wanted out of her team, and particularly out of her daughter.
So double-digit lead for the first time for Lawrence Central.
Yeah, the offense has bogged down the last 2 possessions by Homestead. This switching defense has got them a little out of whack here.
Hankenbrook. Megan Epps. Up and over Garrett. Didn't go, but good rebound. Foul is going to be called in a hold, I think, on McKenzie of LC.
Yeah, Homestead's been pretty aggressive on the offensive boards. I thought that would be an Achilles heel as they came into this game, was could they get second shots? They've accomplished that. I liked the play last time. They got the mismatch when I call about Epps being taller than Garrett. She just couldn't finish around the basket. Yeah, Coach Parker usually has outstanding out-of-bounds plays. usually have second and third options, and they usually get a shot off of it here as substitution.
Yeah, McLaughlin will come in. It's been a 7-player rotation for Homestead. We've seen 8, but primarily starters for Lawrence Central.
Yep, that was a double screen on the weak side, and good job by LC to defend it.
Epps from 17, no. And Garrett the rebound. Lampley the hesitation and score. He's got 6. The Lampleys have 19 of the 34 for Lawrence Central. Pete, it's a 9-0 spurt since that Lawrence Central timeout.
They've been so efficient since that timeout. You're exactly right, Greg.
Good backdoor cut by Epps, but he's kind of the cumulative effect of playing LC defensively. Might be a little bit gassed out there, Kid Epps.
Yeah, the size I think is wearing on her just a little bit. Nice block out by Lampley.
Stripped and a foul.
Yep.
On the way up, 2 free throws coming up. So Helsum whistled for the foul, which is her first. And as free throws are taken by the Bears, I'll tell you more about Lawrence Township Schools. Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Township is the district of destination where excellence empowers everyone to reach their full potential. Students are diverse in interests, talents, backgrounds, and goals. Their many voices facilitate robust discussions, greater knowledge, mutual respect through innovation and education. We educate all students through graduation. Learn more about Lawrence excellence at ltschools.org. First free throws of the game.
First foul of the game on Homestead.
Which is why they were the first free throws of the game. Lampley makes them both. She is only a 53% shooter. We saw a wave in the first kind of few minutes of the game. Shot block, but foul going to be called. Second foul against McKenzie.
A lot of contact there. Good drive there by Helsum. She's so dangerous because she's such a great three-point shooter. You have to guard her pretty tight there. When she gets beat, just a little not a lot of contact actually on that one.
Great job by our baseline camera operator, Otto. I'll show you the left hand swatting down to McKenzie to draw the foul. So Helsum in the line where she is an 86% shooter.
I doubt if Lawrence Central will hold the ball for one shot. They have a nice lead here, but that usually is not how they play, especially if they get something in transition.
Good board by Sowell to track that down.
Homestead going to play man-to-man this last possession. LC will take a shot if it's a good one before the clock ends.
Yep. Lampley on the left hand, no. Does not go. Homestead comes out of there with it. And will not get a shot off in time. So a closing run of 11-1 by Lawrence Central took what was a 4-point game to a 14-point game at halftime of game number 1 of the Henry Community Health Hall of Fame Classic halftime show comes your way next. You're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
The home of Hoosiers.
Where legends live.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
a giant field house,
And basketball courts in every park.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Family.
and friends.
And team.
And fans.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Memories.
And history.
And future.
And hope.
Basketball
Lives.
Here.
Basketball lives here in Henry County, Indiana.
you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Back at Newcastle, you see Jerry Pearson, Judy Warren as well, some of the great part of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, of which Pete Smith was an enshrinee all of 9 months ago. The banquets for the upcoming classes, by the way, Wednesday, March 19th for the boys, Saturday, April 26th for the girls. Primo Banquet Hall, south side of Indianapolis. We'd love to see you there and buy a ticket to support the Hall of Fame. If you can't make it, we've got the stream for you on the ISC Sports Network. And alongside Pete Smith, Greg Rakestraw, our score at the break, Lawrence Central 36 and Homestead 22. And we saw the greatness of both teams. LC jumps out to that huge spurt, quick timeout. Homestead finds their footing. LC answers. They started the half well. They finished the half well. They close on an 11-1 run. The Bears, no lead for Lions and Tigers in this. The Bears, oh my, they're that good.
They defensively, they really put the clamps on Homestead in the last 4 minutes after that timeout. 3 minutes, let's say. Just shut their water off, basically. Big runs, and it wasn't anything that Homestead was doing. They're not, particularly Epps is really struggling shooting the ball this first half. I think just a little bit of size has influenced her to be short on some shots. She needs to knock him down in the second half for them to get back in.
The rent was due, the water was shut off. I like that. Lampley with 13, 7 for Abdur Rakib, 8 for Lola Lampley, 4 for Anaya McKenzie, 2 for Mariah Garrett again. This is a group that has largely been together for the last 3 years. Those 5 pistons firing, to use the Norman Dale terminology. They know exactly where the other is going to be on the floor at all times.
Makes it awfully easy to play with each other like they haven't. They brought in a couple freshmen. When I said brought in, they have a couple younger players that gives them a few minutes, but they're pretty much a 5-person team.
Again, their entire starting 5 is back from last year's state champs group. For Homestead, Gabby Helsum found some space in the second quarter. 12 points, 3 made threes. Epps with 5, Ankenbrook 3, McLaughlin 2, that's it. Knoll, Scarberry, Fry all played but did not score. Of 16 minutes, I thought Homestead played really well for 9 or 10 of them. It was the first 3 and the last 3 that put them in this 14-point hole. Rod Parker's been there, done that, has the state championship ring. How can they climb back in this one?
They just keep taking good shots. My Epps 2 of 13 is the big thing that sticks out on the stat sheet right now. 0 of 3 from 3. One of the top juniors in the state Midwest. Just had a tough first half. But otherwise, they're shooting the ball pretty well. You take her numbers out, you know, they're shooting the ball at a 50% clip.
Again, our score at the break, it is Lawrence Central 36 and Homestead 22. We'll come back and show you first half highlights, and we'll give you a preview of the team those fans are here to see. That being the Spartans of South Knox, perhaps the best small school team in the state of Indiana. They make the trip from south of Vincennes. They'll take on Hamilton Southeastern. We'll preview that game for you next as well. Back to Newcastle in a moment. You're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
The home of Hoosiers.
Where legends live.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
a giant field house.
And basketball courts in every park.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Family.
And friends.
And team.
And fans.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Memories.
And history.
And future.
And hope.
Basketball
Lives.
Here.
Basketball lives here in Henry County, Indiana.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
As your first half highlights rolled by, we gave you some of the scoring numbers. Let's give you the team numbers in the first half. Again, LC leads this one over Homestead 36-22. LC 15 of 30 from the floor, 4 of 9 from three-point range, 5 assists, 2 turnovers in the first half. For Homestead, 8 of 26 from the floor, 4 of 10 from three-point range. Again, free throws at a minimum. LC 2 of 2, Homestead 2 of 3. To Homestead's credit, they have out-rebounded the taller LC 19-15, 7-3 on the offensive glass. However, points off turnovers, 7 assists, 7 turnovers for the Spartans. Points off turnovers, 6 so far for Lawrence Central. In terms of rebounders, Fry has 6 for Homestead. For LC, Lampley and Abdur Rakib each have 4. Abdur Rakib has 4 assists as well. 3 assists so far for Liv Fry for Homestead. There were 6 fouls called the entire half. Only Anaya McKenzie has more than a foul in this game. She has 2 for Lawrence Central. Garrett and Abdur Rakib each have a pair of steals as well. Again, Pete, of those numbers, what jumps off the page to you?
Well, just the individual talent that Lawrence Central has. And I say that they have 15 field goals, but have only 5 assists for those 15, which means they've done a lot individually in transition and good shots. You know, we're not faulting Homestead. 7 of their 8 baskets were assisted on. That means they're running their offense pretty well. They just didn't shoot it as well at a 50% clip like Lawrence Central did.
All right, with that, let's talk about the next game. South Knox and Hamilton Southeastern. If you're South Knox, this is a wonderful opportunity to play on a statewide stage. You are going to face 2 of the best 5 teams in the state at some point in time today. Your thoughts about the next game up?
Great opportunity for the Spartans. I mean, that's just so cool that they get to play in this tournament. They've earned it. My gosh, they were number 1 at one time in the Sagarin ratings. We were talking before the game because they were beating teams so bad. They've got a couple top 20 wins under their belt when it comes to the IBCA Coaches Poll. They beat Washington, a great program down in Southern Indiana twice, but this will be the best team they've played. And Hamilton Southeastern as a really good team.
Hamilton Southeastern last year did not make it out of the sectional. Noblesville got them in the sectional last year. Royals trying to make it farther in the tournament for the first time since they won the 4A championship with Sidney Parrish as their key piece back in 2019. So both teams getting back to their benches, getting us ready for quarter number 3. Today's game presented in part by our friends at the Ed Martin Automotive Group. When it comes to your next vehicle, Ed Martin is the only name you need to know. And Ed Martin is always proud to support the Lawrence Central Bears. And we've got games going on at 3 different sites today on the ISC Sports Network. Got all the action from the Paul Logan Classic at North Central. And from the Phil Cox Classic in Kokomo. Catch those games at ISCSportsNetwork.com, IHSAATV.org as well.
How many games total are we doing these next
32.
Now, you and I,
right.
The ISC team. I'm privileged to be on 4 of them, but 32 games.
We have 8 here, and we have 12 each at Kokomo and North Central.
49 states is
a little bit different here.
A little bit different in Indiana.
So what you do for the holidays?
Okay, set play out of bounds here to try to score maybe. Nope. Yeah, but they made him guard it. That's good.
Foul going to be called against Garrett.
Had enough arm, I believe it, because I think otherwise she holds on to the basketball, Liv Fry. veteran point guard, the only senior in the starting lineup this afternoon for Homestead.
Yeah, Fry's been great in terms of the little things she has done in this game so far.
Well, she may be the odd person out when they get healthy.
Mollering returns to the lineup, which we are told is not too far away.
Okay, this is almost how they started, or the end of the second quarter. Just really struggled getting anything going. Had to take a forced three.
Helsum fires, nothing there.
Her first miss of the game. She was 4 for 4 until then.
Abdur-Rakib on the drive, the step through, couldn't finish. Abdur-Rakib with 7 first-half points. Down low, give the bucket to Delaney Knoll. The freshman gets her first field goal. Fifth different Spartan to school.
Nice look by Maya Epps, too. First half, I think she settled for a pull-up right there. Found the teammate open in Knoll. Knoll will probably move to point more when they get completely healthy here when Mollinger gets back. She's more of a facilitator as a freshman.
Lampley in a tough spot. And taken away by Homestead. Just the third LC turnover. Epps got it. And a timeout taken immediately by Lawrence Central. Janan Lampley kind of saw the same thing you and I did, just not the same kind of intensity coming out of the chute here for LC.
No, you got a 14-point lead coming out at halftime, so you know you've got to get them going somehow, and they start out a little flat here this first minute and a half.
Want to welcome a new sponsor this weekend on the ISC Sports Network for our activities here in Newcastle. Thanks to Seth Lee and the folks at Elite Gear. They do athletic and corporate apparel, athletic uniforms, athletic hard goods, athletic facilities, equipment, and supplies. You see the website on your screen. Visit them at EliteGearPro.com.
Had a chance to watch the huddle a little bit while Greg was talking here, and not upset, just saying, ladies, we've got to get going here. We have the privilege of being right next to their huddle. We're our location here at the Newcastle Fieldhouse, and just wanted to get a little ball movement. We got a set play coming out. I thought Homestead may jump out to a zone, but they're going to play man-to-man just to mix them up. Sometimes out of timeout, you switch defenses after a team has a chance to draw something up here.
The three by Lampley.
She went behind the screen. You've got to go over that top of that screen. Ankenbrook went behind it, and Lampley's too good a player to let her shoot it.
That is her
open. Yeah.
Fourth made three. And it's amazing how emotions can change on one made jump shot. You're trying to stage a comeback. It's going to be a blocking foul.
2 quick fouls this half on Garrett.
Should be free throws coming up for Epps. I'm going to say on the floor, didn't get the shot away. So Garrett will check out. Sowell will check in to replace her.
Yep, 3 now in the game on Garrett foul-wise, but 2 quick ones here in the first 2 minutes of this third quarter.
Epps fires a long 2, got it. Epps with as many made field goals in this half as she had in the first.
She's a great player. Just had a tough first half. 2 of 3 so far this half.
So Epps with 9. She averages 14.5 a game.
Oh, the play downhill is trouble.
And Lampley got fouled. Helsum will be her second foul.
That's the advantage of that handoff on that wing, is that gives Lola a chance to play downhill with a step going towards the basket instead of from the stationary position.
Well, they'll say Fry on the reach and not Helsum. So Lampley made her first 2 free throws of the game and connects here as well. It's been part of the summer last year, playing for the Team USA under-16 team. Did Lola. Pete and I have the pleasure of doing some USA basketball events on a regular basis. Ball tipped out as Lampley misses the free throw, and
nice
saved
save
by Homestead.
Helsum, nice save.
So the lead is 12. It's been as large as 13. It's 14 actually at halftime, so 14 the largest lead.
Boy, definitely overload here, trying to get the ball to Epps.
Ankenbrook for 3. Lampley had it and tracks it back down. From one Lampley to another. That does not go. Good block out by Helsom. Epps with space.
She's going to take it.
Doesn't get the roll. Yeah. And Lampley, her second rebound in as many possessions. Jayla averaging 23 points and 5 rebounds a game. Lampley again. Not that time. There's McKenzie. That's what McKenzie does.
Yeah.
They don't run much offense for her. She goes and gets her own. She'll have 2 free throws.
And she takes pride in it. She takes a lot of pride in it. We've had a chance to watch her these last 2 years or year and a half. She takes a lot of pride in how hard she goes to the boards and how hard she plays both offensively and defensively.
9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals a game. Just a 44% three-point free throw shooter, but good looking form on that one. After today, the next time we'll see the LC Bears will be January the 16th. Their huge rivalry game against Lawrence North. As McKenzie makes that one. Again, they beat LN by a point in the Marion County quarterfinals 2 weeks ago. And is likely the second of 3 meetings those two teams see each other. Helsom's 3 does not go. And after Homestead had some second looks in the first half, that's not been the case this half. Abdur-Rakib goes 3 rows up, draws contact, and she'll shoot 2.
Yeah, I was going to make the same mention. They have not had any second chance points or an offensive rebound here in the first 4 minutes. And if you're missing shots, you better get more, meaning go get to the offensive boards. They did that in the first half.
So that's connected on by Abdur-Rakib.
Kendra McLaughlin checked in. Don't know if we mentioned this. Sister Carissa was Miss Basketball in 2017. Had a great career at Purdue and finished her career at Marquette University. And I know her dad, Bert, pretty well. Coached him a long time ago. He played at Churubusco High School.
Epps right down the lane, got hit on the way by and one. Her second chance for an and one today.
And that's one of the rare times Epps has been able to get to the hoop without too much problem. They've done a really good job cutting her off. She's taken some contested shots. That time, though, she showed her potential by getting down the floor quicker than the Bears.
And you'll notice when that happens, guess who comes back in? Mariah Garrett. Yep. So Epps to the line where she is a 65% shooter. Just the 4th free throw that Homestead has taken today. Epps has made both of her tries. She and Helsom each with 12. But halfway through the third quarter, not exactly a dent in the lead made by Homestead. They're just a point closer than they were at halftime. Lampley going to work off the window, a thing of beauty. She's got 11. She averages 12 a game. Pass tipped through a series of hands. Touched last by Lawrence Central.
Yeah, long entry pass there, trying to get the ball inside. Some tall timber to throw over, too. That's the challenge here. They've done pretty well on out-of-bounds play, scoring or getting pretty good shots out of it. Let's see what they run here.
Abdur-Rakib, good hands.
Nothing. They didn't run anything.
Lost it. Able to save it and track it down. Lampley. Not that time.
Good block out by McLaughlin, but they call travel. A little bit of contact that would have been the 4th foul on Garrett, but it goes Lawrence Central's way there. She had a great block out. She just couldn't hold her balance there. She was trying to outlet the ball. Good roll count.
Block to block, McKenzie off the window, score it.
Really nice play. Lola Lampley could have taken that shot. She made the extra pass.
Well, LC averages just shy of 15 assists a game. Epps couldn't get it to go. Garrett finds a teammate. And again, go from defense to offense quickly. Lampley turns, draws contact, and is fouled. We mentioned this earlier. They've won 38 consecutive games. They have won 43 in a row. If you take it against teams from the state of Indiana, their lone loss last year was to a non-Indiana team. Timeout going to be taken by Homestead, a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. And again, this is from a program that was not a factor in girls high school basketball. Before last year, their only sectional title in school history was 1987. They went from 2001 till last year's sectional opener without winning a postseason game. Not a sectional, a game in the postseason. And yeah, they are the unquestioned and dominant #1 team in the state for a second year in a row.
I remember those years, quite frankly. I was coaching at both Noblesville and Carmel during that stretch where they weren't winning sectionals. Watched a lot of girls basketball, and they weren't very competitive in a lot of ways, quite frankly. They just weren't. So credit Coach Lampley was doing a great job, and her daughters kind of helped too. Pretty good players, but they've got some stuff going right now. Pretty good AD too.
Mosey Barnes, who's sitting right behind us.
Yep. Pretty good basketball coach in his own right.
Just inducted into the Cardinal Ritter High School Hall of Fame, of which he is a 1996 alum. Lola 3 of 4 from the line today, make it 4 of 5. As a team, LC 57% from the stripe, but
you wouldn't tell it today.
They've been solid today.
Yeah.
They are 8 of 9 so far.
As I said, I think they've gotten off to a rather slow start, and they're #1 team in the state. I think they'll just improve as the season gets. Yeah, the challenge is you get a little complacent because you've won the state championship. You know, LN gave them an awesome game in the county tournament. They had 2 tough games in the county tournament, quite frankly. But they're playing to the level of the competition today, which Homestead's a good team, and they're really taking them out of their stuff today.
2-2-1 full court trap leads to a turnover.
Yeah.
For Homestead, this half has not been about turnovers. It's simply been about just not making shots, just not finding room to operate.
Well, and they only shot 31% in the first half.
On the drive, scoop and score by Layla Abdur-Rakib. She is now the 3rd Bear in double figures, and it's now a 21-point lead.
And the full court pressure applied by the Bears, I guess, is a good move. Don't let them get complacent. Make them play defense full court and see what the Spartans do.
And a turnover by Homestead.
Yeah, if they just got them playing at a little bit more fervent pace than they want to. Credit the Bears and defensively. You know, the problem is Homestead probably can't press this team, so I don't know how they're going to get back into it without just making about every shot and not giving Lawrence Central more than one at a time right now. This leads balloon to a game-high 21-point lead.
Homestead's lone loss to Columbia City is led by Addie Baxter. Who's going to play for Austin Parkinson at Butler. Catch and shoot 3, going to be short and right. Rebound tracked down by Epps.
So that's what you got to hope, is that they miss one shot, get the rebound, and they get things going offensively, and Epps can.
Epps, the runner, no. They're kind of, you know, there's a game plan for how you think you have to play Lawrence Central or hope to play them. I'm not sure there's a game plan when you're down 21. Make it 23 as Hyatt gets the first bench points of the game for LC. And Hyatt will have to be a key contributor next year when Abdur-Rakib and Jayla Lampley graduate.
Yeah, Homestead's half-court offense just is really broken down.
Epps with the left hand, pretty move.
Yep, she's going to take over and try to do it herself sometimes, and I appreciate that as a coach. But you've got to get your offense moving. They stood around that time, and Epps had to create her own shot.
Full timeout taken by Lawrence Central. We'll take it with them. 1:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. Bears have the lead at the 21 as you're watching the Hall of Fame Classic on ISC.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Some of the Southeastern fans getting ready for their team's game following this one. Hamilton Southeastern and South Knox. South Knox and North Knox had this remarkable game last year in terms of the crowd, the expectations. Both teams ranked in the top 3 at the time in terms of 2A. South Knox then beat North Knox in the sectional semifinal, then got upset by Linton Stockton the next night. They brought a good crowd with them up from the southwest corner of the state.
That North Knox program has been strong for years.
Yep.
Rick Marshall doing a great job coaching down there and building a program.
Then Winter Reve did a great job there too. Catch and shoot three does not go for LC, but rebound missed. So Jayla missed the three, Lola missed the two. Oh. Helsum on the spin, nice move. That's her first field goal since halftime.
Team high 14 points for Gabby. 2-3 zone.
Scarberry picks up defensive pressure. Catch and shoot three for Lawrence Central is good. For Lampley, that is her fifth made three.
Well, LC could be more patient, but they're shooting the ball at such a nice clip. Don't need to right now with that comfortable of a lead. Play in your comfort zone, and they did.
Scarberry, catch and shoot three does not go. Fight for the loose ball, touched last by Hyatt. Yeah, my best Southern Indiana ease, Pete. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's kind of, for your LC, you keep playing your game until somebody shows they can beat you. This LC team, they'll play next Saturday at Merrillville. Then they're off for a dozen days after that. They have several openings on their schedule, but understandably so. I can see why teams aren't exactly lining up to play them. Steal by Homestead. Turnover by Lampley and LC. That was a touch there by Abdur-Rakib. Yep, out of bounds to Homestead.
Again, the level of competition Homestead plays is very good, but it's hard to simulate trying to throw over the athletes that Lawrence Central has as quick and as long as they are.
You want to play this game in case you get to see them again in the state tournament. That's
absolutely.
Exactly why you want to play this game. You want to know where you're at.
Yeah, I think they got it right.
I would
Good job
agree.
talking. Yep, and you know, Lawrence Central bench wasn't complaining about it at all. It just said, wouldn't go off the other team. They weren't yelling. Good job.
Clock is on your screen. Abdur-Rakib has to fire. She does, and it's short. But the only thing that went wrong for LC that quarter was those last 6 seconds. Bears lead it by 22. They're on their way to their 39th consecutive win. Back in a moment on ISC.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
So many thanks to Jordan Shue and Eric Kinnett, our behind-the-scenes crew for today's game.
Otto, don't forget about Otto.
Otto Maddock, again, German kid on the part of our exchange program. He's amazed every time he walks in here and sees the size of this. At some point in time this weekend, Pete, I always do this for my out-of-state friends that do not follow Indiana high school basketball. I take a picture of the top and I go, yes, this is a high school facility.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to coach in here. It's awesome. Being on this sideline even, in front of like 4,000 or 5,000 people. That's about the largest crowd they had when I got to coach because it's regular season games, but still it's just a great experience.
We are stupid lucky in terms of what we get to do for a living and in terms of the places we get to go. You know, and for me, it's places like this, it's Southport, it's the Hatchet House, it's the Tiernan Center, which you know very well. What I've got to do a better job is getting to places like the Barado Center and Elkhart in Michigan City. Again, those spots in northern Indiana, but I'm lucky enough the ones in central Indiana and the ones in southern Indiana I've been to. But again, there's only one that takes my breath away, and Seymour is in that group too.
Northside Gym, I'll tell you.
It's right here.
And Seymour's gym is just like Northside's gym in Elkhart.
Yep.
Great places. Luckily, I'm so old I got to coach in most everyone you just mentioned.
That's why you're a Hall of Famer, boss.
I'm old.
Was there a touch there?
Yep.
Yes. Out of bounds to Lawrence Central. In LC this season, South Bend Washington played them to a 9-point game. That was back in November. And then as referenced, LM played them to a 1-point game. And we'll have that rematch on January the 16th. Abdur-Rakib, no. And foul will be called on Ankenbrook, saying that basically she had, to use the college terminology, the hook and hold, had an arm wrapped around Lampley going for the loose ball.
Well, she has to here. Good shot. You see her holding. There's the arm. She's got her arm right there, and that's what the call. She did everything she could. Just Lampley is just hard to block out. She did what she could to do it.
And Otto had it on the camera angle.
Yep.
Lampley, no, but is fouled. Lola will shoot 2.
Lola's done a good job getting to the line today. This will be her 4th time there.
And again, Jayla and Lola are potential WNBA players a handful of years from now. That's how good this team and those 2 young ladies are.
Hope they are.
That misses.
Got a ways to go.
Yep.
But I hope they are. Yeah, the potential's there. Their ability, their skill level, they're coachable.
Missed them both. Again, Lola made 5 of her 6. And she's normally at 50. That's one of the weaknesses of this team, but frankly, they're so good, I'm not sure it will come back to haunt them. It was not have been a weakness today, free throw shooting.
Well, it almost did against Lawrence North.
Correct.
In that county tournament.
Deep 3, Helsum, no. And she made 3 in the first half, has only made 1 2-point field goal in this one.
You know, early in the game, they look for some mismatches to try to get the ball inside, but they've kind of given up that.
You're right.
They're just kind of living and dying on the 3. A little bit more length causes them to shoot out, maybe a little step like that time. Helsum was 3 of 3 from behind the arc the first half, but taking a little bit longer shots this half.
Lampley up and under. It's got too far towards the side of the rim. Helsum flares left, drives, fouled. She'll get 2. Homestead's going to start going a little deeper in their bench, and they may be starting to make a bit of a business decision, saying, you know what, let's try to put some resources into game number 2 and get in the split.
Yeah, they'll go 7 deep, 8 deep when they're healthy. That's about it. But yeah, right now you just kind of don't burn yourself out. We've got another game here that we can get back on the winning trail, but this one's going to be a tough one to get back into, obviously. Is going very deep into their bench.
Susie Perigo will come on. Celine Oskin will come in as well. Perigo, a freshman. Oskin, a senior. Helsum makes them both. Perigo 3 points a game. Oskin a half a point a game for the 5'5" senior. Lampley on the drive. 21 for Jayla Lampley.
I can tell you, sitting over here on the scorer's bench, they're fun to watch. They'd be hard to try to guard as a coach.
Yep. We have the right seat courtside to enjoy it.
They just don't let up defensively, you know. They've kept their intensity the whole game defensively.
Epps, not that time. But Oskin, good hands to get the steal. The 3 does not go. But Oskin had it, lost it. Abdur-Rakib takes the bump. Takes a hard hit. Let's hope she's all right. Thankfully, that basket sport is padded. Love the sportsmanship from both Epps and the Spartans. Immediately you saw 3 sets of hands go to help Layla up. And Abdur-Rakib will shoot 2. Abdur-Rakib, 72%. We referenced the fact a couple of times she's going to play at New Mexico. That is a popular choice here in Newcastle, to say you're heading to play at the University of New Mexico. I happen to be spending time with the New Mexico Sports Broadcaster of the Year at the end of June, and he goes, hey, how's Sam and Steve Alford doing? From his time of knowing those 2 in their days in Albuquerque. As Abdur-Rakib makes the second of the 2. And I proceeded to send Sam a note and I say, hey, Scott Galletti says hello, by the way. And he goes, will you tell Scott I said hello back?
Oh, don't let her behind you. Let's go, one pin down middle, coming back up, back side.
Shot altered. And touched last by Perigo. Carly Mollering injured and not playing for Homestead. She's their 3rd leading scorer. She's played 6 games so far this year. 48% 3-point shooter, 13 points a game.
Yeah, makes a big difference in this lineup.
and she'll be back at some point sooner rather than later. It is a very busy slate in January for Homestead. In fact, they'll play Lake Central next Thursday, then play North Central next Saturday. A North Central team got their second win of the season earlier on the ISC Sports Network, beating Decatur Central in the Paul Logan Classic. When in doubt, throw it up top. Lampley will go get it. Give the dime to Hyatt. J-Lo at 23.
Nice choice by the freshman. Woo, that's a deep one.
Helsum shot does not go. McLaughlin will check in. Amaya Sowell returns for Lawrence Central. Give McKenzie a breather. LC gets the luck of the draw. They get the first game. In other words, they get the longest break of the day. This is their second time playing twice in a day in 3 weekends. The Marion County Girls Tournament is a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday doubleheader style tournament. And they won that for a second consecutive year 2 weeks ago. Runner, no. Fight for the loose ball. Tracked down by Homestead, but then that pass is errant. Abdur-Rakib will come back in. Those are the only 2 Marion County titles in program history for LC the last 2 years. They beat Franklin Central in the final by 14. LC rated number 6 in the Max Preps national rankings. They will play Purcell Marion of Cincinnati, who's ranked number 9, coming up in January. That game on January the 20th. Abdur-Rakib misses. That is a Martin Luther King Day special. They'll be playing in that day against Purcell Marion.
You remember that school? Used to be a boys' Catholic school and a girls' Catholic school.
Correct.
Combined.
I think I know a famous alum of Purcell Marion. Foul called against Sowell of LC.
Okay, what's the trivia question? Who's the?
I believe that's the alma mater of Roger Staubach. Is that correct?
Oh, I do not know. Remember when I coached David Miner at a camp. David Miner played there and went to IU for a while.
Free throw is up and good by Perigo, the freshman. McKenzie in, Lampley out. And again, Homestead now starting to go a little bit deeper into their bench. Perigo makes them both.
Yeah, nice form on her free throws.
And again, this is normally where you'd say, hey, as a freshman, you'll see a lot more playing time next year. Well, only 2 of the top 10 players are seniors for Homestead.
Right.
So the role this year, maybe the role that you have a year from now.
I would say a lot of teams would take Perigo this year.
Absolutely. Shot does not go, taken and missed by Hyatt. And then a foul on the crash against Sowell of Lawrence Central. For Homestead, Aggie Bell is another freshman. 5'8" guard out there for the Spartans.
Yeah, all 5 starters on the bench now for Homestead. 3 starters remain for LC.
And Homestead will play at 6 o'clock in the consolation game. McLaughlin fires a 3 that does not go. And again, those 3-point shots have been mainly misfires for Homestead here in the second half. That's just a sign of, again, the cumulative effect of the wear and tear of playing Lawrence Central.
You got to appreciate the maturity of Lawrence Central. It's not like they're just jacking the ball up and taking bad shots because they've got a 23-point lead. They're running their offense. Again, well-coached team. Both these teams are extremely well-coached.
Love the high-low, right ID, even though it leads to a turnover. Ball tipped away by Abdur-Rakib, and Sowell wrestling for it and finds a teammate. And
hooked her.
I'm going to say the offensive foul, and Coach Lampley nods her head, says, yep, I agree.
Yep. Or at least she's going to just accept it. How's that?
With a 23-point lead with 2:25 to play.
Just accept it.
You may have been in that spot before.
I certainly can see that. I can certainly see why the call was made. She did lead with that arm when she made the spin move. Heck of a move.
Scarberry back in there now for Homestead. Bell for three, no. By the way, Delaney Sights in there as well for Homestead. Bell blows a tire, which leads to a layup for Amaya Soul.
Nice one, partner. Blows a tire. I like that.
Well, I do some work for the IndyCar Series in the month of May, so it's always back there in the catacombs somewhere. The pull-up shot by Oskin does not go. Here's Sights.
Oh, Perigo made a bad choice there.
Lampley with the steal and Lampley with the finish. And a timeout taken by LC. And this may be just to kind of get some subs in the game at this point. It is a 30-second timeout just to get some extra pieces in the game. So checking in for Lawrence Central will be Shania King, a 5'1 senior, and Janiah Russell, a 5'8 senior. And these are players that don't often get the chance to play for Lawrence Central. So a good opportunity to say, hey, I got to play in the Hall of Fame class, got to play in a building that seats in excess of 9,000 people dedicated to high school hoops. So LC runs their record to 14-0. They still have 3 league games, by the way. They'll play those in a span of 8 days in January. At Lawrence North, home to North Central, then at Warren Central. Already played Warren, have the Bears in the Marion County tournament, winning by 24. LC finishes their season at Elkhart on January 25th. They basically have 2 separate weeks off in January. And I'm curious at this point if Coach Lampley wants to try to find at least one more game or almost says, I know what I have, I'm good. Three-pointer by Sights is good. Her first basket of the game. And again, LC's issue is finding teams that want to play them.
That's a tough one. Yep.
They have 5 available games left if they were to find opponents. On the drive, turnover by Lawrence Central.
Probably should play South Bend Washington again.
Right.
Probably should play the home and home against them.
Beat him to the punch. So Garrett returns now for Lawrence Central. And Hevener in for the first time. Jessica Hevener, a 6'2 senior.
Spreading it out here.
And again, because of the caliber of competition LC has played, they've got some lopsided wins. Nothing, crazy from a margin standpoint. Their largest win this year was 40 against Ben Davis on November the 30th.
Shania King with the ball.
Runner does not go.
I say that she's a 5'1 senior. You like to see those that are seniors that don't get in action very often get an opportunity there, and she saw a drive that she got to take there. Couldn't connect on it. Being a coach, I appreciate those seniors that know they're not going to play very much. When you get the chance to play, go ahead and give it your best shot.
Closing seconds of this one. And we'll have a pause in our coverage between games. Be back about 3 or 4 minutes before game number 2 takes place. Final score of this one, Lawrence Central 66 and Homestead 42. Today's game on the ISC Sports Network presented by the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Galitco and Daily, work injury lawyers. Learn more at IndianaWorkers.com and IndyMalpractice.com. By Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence Excellence at LTSchools.com. And by Visit Henry County. Take your shot in Henry County. Visit hoopsandhenry.com for trip planning ideas. Pete, final thoughts on this one.
Lawrence Central played to the level of their competition today. They had a very good Homestead team they played. They played an outstanding game. Obviously their best probably of the season. Statistic-wise, shot the ball well, took good shots. played with intensity for basically all 32 minutes.
Taylor Lampley, 25 to lead Lawrence Central. Helsum 16, Epps 14 to pace the Spartans. So, Homestead fans, we'll see you at 6 o'clock for the consolation game. Lawrence Central fans, we'll see you at approximately 7:45 for tonight's championship game in Newcastle. For Pete Smith and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, a temporary goodbye from Newcastle. We're back in about 15 minutes. You're watching the Henry Community Health Hall of Fame Classic on the ISC Sports Network.